What is up, guys? We are back with another video today, my second video in a day. As I said before, I was going to be doing 2 videos a day. Today we are back and we are going to be reacting to Wansee Entertainment. You guys probably know what he does. He does horror videos, he animates them, then posts them on YouTube. And these seem pretty interesting and hella scary. So the first one I want to watch is this one. I met the most horrible guy on the road. You know how scary highways can be. Let's get into this one. Let's see. Turn the volume up. Skip ahead.
So before getting into the story itself, I want to give some backstory on something that happened when I was around the age of 9. I grew up in a village called Hotlax in the northern parts of Sweden. The road leading from my school to my home was a long one, where the local authorities had to put up lamps which emitted a very dim blue light. I always felt like a nervous wreck when I had to walk to and from my school. Both because, even with the lamps, the road was very dark, and also because I was bullied, so the bullies could have waited in the woods right next to the road.
Or at least a car.
It was one event that I remembered vividly during the winter of 1999. I'd slept poorly the night before and the math lesson had been killing me, so I barely felt awake when I was beginning to walk home. The lamps were off, which isn't really so weird, as the sensors for the lamps were pretty low, so any kid could have taken a flashlight, put it towards the sensors, and after a few seconds, the lamps would shut down for a few minutes. Since I was so tired, I'd closed my eyes when I started walking. But after walking about 20 meters on this road, I opened my eyes and noticed that the lamps were off, and I stopped. I was getting nervous. I was reasoning with myself and decided to push on. I was 10, and in my youthful arrogance, I thought I had reached the age where my balls should have been as hard as Duke Nukem's. Hotlax is a very quiet village, so I was barely hearing anything except the wind when this happened. To the left of the road is a very thick forest, and suddenly I could just hear this loud scream coming from it. It was very similar to the male scream you can hear in movies when someone's in huge pain. With the speed of Usain Bolt, I ran as fast as I could towards my home without looking back. Now we're jumping to late autumn 2011. My parents were on a trip to the Canary Islands and asked me to move into their house just for the week so I could take care of the dog. The thought of spending a whole week in my old room, listening to my old Mayhem CDs and eating pizza were just too good to be true.
I do love some pizza.
I always walked with my dog outside during midnight, because then I didn't have to take him outside again until the late morning hours. This time was no different, except I decided to walk a bit longer. I decided to walk along Oxelvägen and then follow Inimagsvägen towards Norra Hotlagsvägen. There are no lamps on the most parts of Inimagsvägen, so after leaving Oxelvägen, I stopped. I lit a cigar and told my dog to stay close to me. While walking along the road, I was just enjoying the fresh air and listening to the sound of leaves rustling in the trees. There's a pretty big area next to the road where they have chopped down a lot of trees. When I came to that area, my dog stopped and started barking towards the area I described.
Guys, if you didn't know, dogs can sense evil sensations or spirits or anything. They can sense anything. So just like cats as well. Dogs can see them, but cats can't. They can only sense it. So yeah, to have a dog with you at this time is, I don't know, a good, well, let's just, I don't really know if it is a good thing to have a dog with you at night. Well, yes it is, because it can protect you, but still they can sense stuff, and when you know a dog is growling, you know that something's around you, like, and it's trying to warn you. The dog is trying to warn you. So by this time, I would be running out of it. I'll be gone like a flash. Continue on.
When I looked towards the area, I could see the silhouette of a person. The only visible parts were the hands. I said, "What the hell," with a pretty loud voice. The person turned around towards me. If I didn't know any better, I could have sworn that only the head and hands turned, as I didn't see any movements at all on the rest of the body. A white mask. The guy was wearing a white mask with a slit for each of his eyes. My dog started whimpering. The guy raised his right hand, with all of his fingers pointing towards me, and he screamed. It sounded like the exact same scream I'd heard as a kid walking home from school that afternoon. What must have been survival instincts, I just started running. When I had ran for 20 meters or so, I stopped to see if my dog was still with me, which he was, and then looked towards the spot the guy had stood. He wasn't there. He had moved to the spot where I stood, now with his hands down, but the mask still towards me. I started running again until I got to Norra Hotlagsvägen. I'd never been so scared before. When I stopped, I was crying and my whole body was shaking. And then I walked home.
A creepy looking man in all black with only a white mask and his head turning around would scare the shit out of me. What the fuck? That was so weird. Okay. Got time for one more, guys. One more. Do this one. Why is it asking me this?
This happened to me a few months ago. Me and my friends were taking the bus to school. We had to get off the bus at the terminal and walk to the school, which was about a 10-minute walk. There were a lot of ways to walk to school, but our favorite way was what we called the elevator way. Walk a bit and then go through a 2-floor building, and when you enter the building from the first floor, you can either take the stairs or the elevator. As lazy girls, we always went in the elevator. When we were walking together, we always made fun of people and ourselves, and laughed, sang, and danced. We acted like total idiots. Anyway, we were kind of late that day, because we waited for one of our friends at the bus stop. It was cloudy, but everything was normal until we walked into the building. We were just laughing and waiting for the elevator to arrive on our floor, and got in. But when the door was about to close, we saw a hand stopping the elevator, and to our surprise, there was a guy. He entered the elevator, and all of us just got close to each other. I never look at strangers, 'cause I don't want to look like a weirdo, but my friends do. We were just trying to hold our laughter in from how funny and stupid that guy looked. He looked like he was in his 20s, and he had dyed orange hair. He was wearing a dirty sweatshirt and blue track pants. We were just glancing at each other, but we stopped as he whispered, "What a great way to travel, huh?" We were already freaked out at this point, so we just rushed out of the elevator. When we got out, he waited and pressed the outside button to keep the elevator on that floor. So where we had to go was a hallway with 2 glass doors and work offices with big windows, so you could look inside the office from the hallway pretty well. Usually we waved at the people who were in their office, but they were empty today. So we just walked, but as I was always paranoid, I was ready to run. I looked back and saw that man. He was following us, smiling so widely and looking right at me. I started running, but my friends didn't know anything. They just laughed at me. yell, "Run!" to my friends, but I was afraid that I might trigger him. So I just kept looking back. At that point, my friends noticed. They looked back too and ran in a matter of seconds.
All the
But my
girls
last
do
friend was
that.
still walking, unaware of everything. After a second, she finally looked back, but the guy was right behind her, really close to her. My last friend was kind of a chubby type, so she was slow at running. Then he started speeding up. He was smiling like Pennywise the clown. We
Oh
bumped
my
into the
lord.
first glass door, and it was quite heavy to push. Then we heard a scream. When I turned around, the man had grabbed my friend's bag and was pulling her from behind. I screamed and ran back towards her. The man was still pulling her. I grabbed her hand and was desperately trying to get her backpack off, but it was stuck in her rain jacket. I saw that there was no point in trying to pull her. I rushed to that guy and tried kicking him, but I tripped and fell. All of a sudden, he ran to me, let go of my friend, and grabbed onto my hair, which was in a long braid. He was pulling my hair, and I was screaming at the top of my lungs. All my friends were running to me and trying to get him off me while he was pulling me with him. One of my friends swung her heavy bag and hit that guy in the face. He screamed and fell hard on his back. We ran out of that damn building, and as soon as we got out, I fell on my knees and burst out crying. One of my friends called the police, and after that, we went to school, met the police, and gave out our statements. The reason why no one was in the office was that there was a party going on in the rooftop, so no one was at work. The police never found the guy, but me and my friends saw that guy again from far away entering the building. So we just turned around and walked away. We never went inside that building again.
Oh shit. That's scary. Guys, what would you do in that situation? Comment down below, what would you do? Like and subscribe for this video. See you next time. Bye guys.